The day of unleavened bread came, the day the Passover lamb was sacrificed. Jesus sent Peter and John off, saying,
"Go prepare the Passover for us, so we can eat it together."
They left and went ahead to prepare the Passover meal. When it was time, he sat down, all the apostles with him, and said,
"You have no idea how much I have looked forward to eating this Passover meal with you before I enter my time of suffering. It's the last one I will eat until we all eat it together in the kingdom of God."
Jesus knew that the Father had put him in complete charge of everything, that he came from God and was on his way back to God. And yet, he got up from the supper table, set aside his robe, and put on an apron. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the feet.
Jesus did what? That's gross.
You're right! Definitely not something we think a king or God would do. But let me finish. Jesus is about to explain. He began to wash the feet of the disciples, drying them with his apron. When he got to Simon Peter, Peter said,
Master, you wash my feet?
You don't understand now what I'm doing, but it will be clear enough to you later.
You're not going to wash my feet ever.
If I don't wash you, you can't be part of what I'm doing.
Master, not only my feet then, but my head and my hands.
If you've had a bath in the morning, you only need your feet washed now, and you're clean from head to toe. So now you're clean, but not every one of you.
He knew who was betraying him. That's why he said, "Not every one of you." After he had finished washing their feet, he took his robe, put it back on, and went back to his place at the table. Then he said,
Do you understand what I have done to you? You address me as teacher and master, and rightly so. That is what I am. So if I, the master and teacher, washed your feet, you must now wash each other's feet. I've laid down a pattern for you. What I've done, you do. A servant is not ranked above his master. An employee doesn't give orders to an employer. If you understand what I'm telling you, act like it, and you will be blessed.
Wait, who's the master? Who's the servant?
It's a little confusing, isn't it? Jesus, the most important person ever, served his friends by doing something that the least important person would do. He flips our idea of what a leader should do. He then tells us that we should follow in his way and always choose to serve one another, even when the world would say that we should be the ones being served. When they were about to begin their meal, Jesus said,
Take this cup and pass it among you. As for me, I'll not drink wine again until the kingdom of God arrives.
Taking the bread, he blessed it, broke it, and gave it to them, saying,
This is my body, given for you. Eat it in my memory.
He did the same with the cup after supper, saying,
This cup is the new covenant, written in my blood, poured out for you. Do you realize that the hand of the one who is betraying me is at this moment at this table? It's true that the Son of Man is going down a path already marked out, but for the one who turns him in, turns straighter to the Son of Man. It would be better if he had never been born.
Thanks for joining us as we go through Holy Week. Today, Jesus chose to serve. We saw Jesus, the King of the world, humble himself to the place of a servant. After he washed the disciples' feet, he introduced a new covenant, one that will last forever. Take a few moments to reflect on the story today and use the guide linked in the notes to go deeper. We'll keep going with the story tomorrow.